The following is a presentation of 3KG Community Broadcasting.
You're listening to The Coach's Cage, presented by the Hamstra Group.
And good evening, everyone. Bob Kurtz, Bill Kage, Jeff Gastineau, and Scotty Miller with you from Arnie's in Rensselaer, right across from St. Joseph's College. Come on out and join us here for that. Great food and good company here. So, and we're starting something out, Bill, something new here tonight, all right?
All right.
Arnie's Pizza Trivia. That's what we're going to do, all right?
Fantastic.
So listen to that. Every week, we're going to give away a $10 gift certificate from Arnie's. You got 2 questions to answer, okay? And each week, come and see Jeff. He's the one behind the camera there. Not tonight, okay? Not tonight. It's next week, right, Jeff? We come next week. You come with the answer. So write these down, and if you're the first person with the correct answer, right, Jeff? You'll win a $10 gift certificate from Arnie's if you know the answer to both of these questions, okay? They're real tough, too, you know. We make them really tough. So, all right, here's the first question. Now, this is how many teams won in our area last week, not this past Friday night. And we cover the 3KG, the Cage viewing area is Kankakee Valley, Rensselaer, North Newton, South Newton, Tri-County, West Central, and North White. Those are the schools. You have to find out how many teams won last Friday night out of all those, all right? And then the second question, that's question number 1. The second question was, what was the score of the North Newton-West Central game last Thursday night? So if you have the answer to that, write them down. Come in next Wednesday night at 6 o'clock or between 6 and 7:30 here at Arnie's during that time frame. Say hello to Jeff. If you have the right answer, you will win a $10 gift certificate from Arnie's. So how many teams won in our area last week between KV, Rensselaer, North Newton, South Newton, Tri-County, West Central, and North White? And what was the score of the North Newton West Central game? We'll repeat that at the end of our show tonight. Eric Davis has stepped in to be the leadoff man here from the Tri-County Cavaliers. We were at Tri-County last week to see South Newton and Tri-County. Eric, thanks for coming in. Really do appreciate it. And tell us the score and tell us about the game.
Yeah, last week we played South Newton, pretty big game for our community, and we were on the losing end of a 53-31 score. You know, there in lieu of what the score looks like, there were a lot of positives that came out of last week, and you know, we still got a lot of work to do, but I think even this week you notice the kids are kind of responding a little differently than they had in weeks past, and I think they recognize we did some good things, and I know we as coaches recognize they did some really good things.
You got the offense rolling a little bit there, didn't you?
It's always nice when you score points.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't win unless you score.
31, that's a pretty darn good outing.
I like the fact we took the ball and went down the field in a drive where, you know, we didn't pull out the gun and point it right at our foot and pull the trigger, thankfully. So, you know, we had a really nice drive there, took the ball from whatever it was, the 40, 45 down, punched it in, took a lead, played a pretty good first quarter of football for the most part. They had a nice drive. They turned it over on downs. So I was really happy with how we came out of the gate. I think that's important. I think it's something we can carry forward.
Tell us who played well for you that night.
Well, I think everything starts with Peyton Stark. You know, I checked the stats. I think he had 200 and some odd yards rushing.
Well, he is a load. Just being up there in that press box here, Stark with the carry, Stark with the carry, Stark, and
Right.
he's ripping off 6, 7, 8 yards at a
Yep.
clip.
Yeah, I think it's really nice. Well, in this offense, when you can establish the B-back, good things are going to happen. And we were able to establish him Friday night. And, you know, I think that if we had the ball in a couple different situations, perhaps we score some more points. But we got in situations where drives were at the end of the half or end of the end of the half or at the end of the game, we were trying to do some things to claw back in it. But, I thought Peyton played really well. I really liked the effort Corbin Lawson gave us switching to A-back from his quarterback position.
Yeah, you made a change there.
Yeah. We went with Kobe Baylor at quarterback, moved Corbin Lawson to A-back, and, it was a very healthy transition where, I've never had a better transition like that.
And that's going to be permanent, then you're saying?
Well, it could be. No, on a serious note, we're moving forward.
Right.
I think Corbin really likes the A-back position. He gives us a nice – he took some snaps under center Friday night, so we have the ability to do that with him. I know he's more comfortable and he enjoys where he's at. And then under center, we get an opportunity to develop Kobe, who's a sophomore, and I think that's a really good situation, and I couldn't be more happy for Corbin and Kobe.
Great.
That's got to give just the whole room, the whole locker room, a little spark, though, to see that you could do it.
Yeah.
Points.
And people, this week's been practice-wise has been better, crisper. Kids are responding. It doesn't mean there aren't things we're trying to fix, because there were things that needed to be fixed and addressed. But I can't complain about the steps we took offensively from the previous weeks to the South Newton game.
Trying to chase down Caden Cruz is tough.
Well, that was problematic.
He's a pretty quick guy.
Yeah, we got down 33-13 in the third quarter, and what I was really excited about, and maybe I don't know if other people recognize this, but from the coaching standpoint, you're down 33-13, you're thinking, okay, so if something bad's going to happen, it's there's a chance it could happen right now, and we didn't. We responded well. We climbed back in the game. I was on the headset. Our freshman quarterback's also on the headsets writing down plays, and I just said, if we could ever get a turnover, right now is when we need it. And Lawson came off the edge from his outside backer position, and was able to sack the quarterback. He fumbles the ball, and we're able to climb a little closer back. We could never get over that hump, but we were right there on the doorstep a couple times, and I was proud of our fight and our resiliency to battle back into the game.
What was a big focus in practice for this week?
Execution. It's always execution, and particularly when you make personnel changes like we have. There's all the nuances you got to go through and make sure everything's just right, and it's not as easy as what maybe it sounds like on paper that it should be.
And go ahead, Bill.
I see you guys are at Heritage, a 3A school. Well, I'm not used to them being on your line. Have you been playing them?
Yeah, this is the fourth year of the contract.
Okay. All right.
We played. This is my first year here, but I know we played last year on Saturday, and I know the year before they played.
Where are they at? Where's that school at?
It's in Monroeville, Hoagland area of South. It's in East Allen School Corporation, so it's southeast of Fort Wayne.
You can make that trip over on Friday, can you?
Oh, yeah, we can. Yes, we certainly will. It's an 8 p.m. kickoff. I really like playing on Friday night. I think, from a here again, people don't see the other side of it, but your preparation for the upcoming week really centers on Saturday, Sunday. So those hours you get, are real important in prepping for our next game, which is Frontier after Heritage. But, yeah, Heritage is a unique school corporation. It used to be a lot like Tri-County, kind of a rural country school. Since Harding closed down, which was also in East Allen, those kids were dispersed amongst New Haven, Leo, Woodland, and East Heritage. And as that happened, the school community dynamics of Heritage changed as those kids came out from Fort Wayne or Prince Chapman Road. But anyway, as it stands, their kids will play hard. It's a great facility over there. I came from Belmont. Heritage is the school directly north of Belmont. So there's some contact there, and just, Colcom will do their kids are going to be prepared. They run a nice gap gun scheme, so they run pin and pull, jet sweep, power read, all that good happy jazz. Defensively, they played a lot of cover zero against Adams Central, which is interesting. But they've also played some too high, and it's all out of their odd or double eagle front. Overall, though, I think at the end of the day, we're going to have to come out and we're going to have to play. They're 3A, so they're going to be bigger kids. I don't know that they're any more or less athletic than people we've seen on our schedule. They're not going to be less athletic, but they're, it's just one of those things where if we can match the physicality that they present, I think we got a chance to do some good things. I like our ability to capitalize on how they think about defense. We'll see if we can make that happen. I'm really excited about seeing us come out after last week and build on what we established.
How much of that is established, like, in the first quarter? Matching their physicality. If you do it right out of the gates, does it carry through the whole game?
Yeah. Like, now, they have 70 kids out. You can only put 11 out there at a time. So there is an element of, we want to control the pace. Tony DeMeo and his little quotes and jingles. He's a college football coach. And, he who controls the pace wins the race. And I think that's critical for us Friday. We've got to play our game, and we've got to make them play our game. And if we can do that, I think we put ourselves in position to, like you're alluding to, which is kind of shrink the game down into different components. Like here in the first quarter, we're going to, see how they line up against a couple formations. That's real important to us. And from there, control the tempo of the game, I think, is absolutely critical. And make it a possession-by-possession game and not think 48 minutes of football.
It's Coach's Cage program here on 3kgthecage.com. Just go to our website, our Facebook page, and that's how you connect to our show here and all our games on Friday night. Eric, this is Eric Davis, Tri-County, talking with us. Halfway point of the season right now. Mm-hmm. Assess where Tri-County is.
Well, we're not where we want to be. Yeah, we are getting more competitive. I think that's critical. It's a testament to our kids. It's easy to go, hey, I think I'd rather just tap out, but they haven't done that. Practice has been good this week. So for us, it's about each week just getting better. And I think we took a nice step. I'm ready for us to take a big step, and that's what we really need next, is just that breakout defining moment where we kind of cross the maturity hump, if you will, and really kind of put it all together. And I think we're close. I think that again, it's a testament to our kids that we haven't packed it in, that we keep fighting each week, we keep getting better, and that's what it's all about.
And people have got to realize you've got 13 freshmen on your squad, right?
Correct. Out of our 27.
So that's half of your squad's freshmen. So
yes.
So that's another thing that people have got to understand a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about developing your kids, and it's a first year of our system in place, and I think there's growing pains associated with that. The good news is when you have 13 freshmen who I was the middle school coach last year, so they were exposed to some of the system last year, that there is some carryover. And the older kids are their learning curve was just like the freshmen, really. When you have a new offense, defense, and all that stuff. But I'm really excited about our kids. I'm really excited about the direction of the program, and I'm really excited to see that we added some resolve and a little bit of fight last week to climb back into that game.
Finish up with the younger kids. The middle schools playing any yet or not?
Yeah, I'm really excited. We had a reserve, we call them reserve team, JV, whatever you want to call it. We had a reserve middle school doubleheader Monday night at South Newton. The reserve team came up short, but they got better. Noah Pratt, Jonathan Pearson, one of my favorites is Kevin Martinez at A-back. They're really developing, and they're kids that haven't played a lot of football in some situations or in some of the individual instances with our kids, but they're getting better. And then our middle school team was able to defeat South Newton. They held on. It was a nail-biter. I want to say it was 14-6 was the final. And we threw an interception late, and they were able to climb back into the game a little bit, or we gave them an opportunity where they could have tied the game on a drive. We came up with a big stop, and you have Aiden Justice, and he had a big game, and Luke Vors had a nice game at his A-back position, and I'm happy with the progress of our middle school. They're 2-0. I mean, the kids look like they're having fun, and that's the biggest part of it.
Eric, thanks for coming over. Appreciate it. Talking a little Tri-County football. Good luck Friday, and we'll talk to you next Wednesday, okay?
Thank you so much.
All right. Eric Davis from the Tri-County Cavaliers. Back with more of the Coach's Cage program right after this.
For over 60 years, Hamstra Group has helped build America. In 1958, a small Northwest Indiana builder began constructing homes. Through the years, by following the motto, quality and integrity you can depend on, Hamstra Group has grown. Today, Hamstra Group's associated around the country with homes, schools, shopping malls, churches, medical buildings, and more. So for your next project, large or small, and quality and integrity you can depend on, call 219-956-3111 and speak with the experts at Hamstra Group.
High-quality personalized dental service is what they do at Hillcrest Dental. For over 40 years, generations have relied on Hillcrest Dental for beautiful, healthy smiles. Dr. John Ayler and Dr. Jack Drone look forward to seeing you for your next dental visit. For information or to set your appointment, call 219-866-7117. That's 219-866-7117 or visit hillcrestdental.net. Hillcrest Dental is a proud sponsor of all high school athletics.
Meet you at Arnie's, Rensselaer's go-to pizza, and so much more. Pizza, sandwiches, burgers are here. Don't forget about dessert. Wings, cheese sticks, garlic bread too. Arnie's pizza menu has something for everyone. Dine in or carry out in the best pizza in town. Located across from St. Joseph's College in Rensselaer. Call 219-866-9999 and meet you at Arnie's.
Working with our customers has been Kentland Bank's trademark for 87 years. We're dedicated to making your visit a lasting one, and helping you achieve your goals is our #1 priority. With 5 locations, Kentland Bank offers all loans needed for today's businesses and families, including car loans, mortgages, agriculture, and commercial loans. We're here to make your busy life less hectic by offering online and mobile banking, bill pay, and P2P payments. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
Hi, this is Chuck Clark with the Underwood Insurance Agency, formerly Preferred Insurance Group. Are you tired of being sacked every month with your auto insurance bill? Do you feel you just pay your premium to your agent and never hear from them? We at the Underwood Insurance Agency work with over 10 insurance carriers to get you our best rate and coverage we can, and we pride ourselves on serving our customers like they are our family. We are conveniently located in Remington and Lafayette. We can be reached at underwoodagency.com. Reach out to us to score big savings.
You're listening to The Coach's Cage, presented by the Hamstra Group.
All right, welcome back to Arnie's Pizzeria in Rensselaer. Coach's Cage Show. Every Wednesday evening we offer the finest in preview insights with the area coaches, 3KG group, and now a new addition. We get some of our favorite players coming along too, and we know that you're going to like that. They had a great response at the start of it last week, and hopefully it's going to get bigger and better every week as we go. I want to remind you, if you're looking for some great food before the big game or anytime, stop by the Wagon Wheel Grill in Rensselaer. From their famous Wagon Masters to their great homemade chili, the Wagon Wheel is a place to go to satisfy your hunger needs. Takeout also available. Call the Wagon Wheel at 219-866-9942.
Thank you, Billy. Up to join us now is the Rensselaer Central Assistant Coach, Defensive Coordinator Brian Zacher. Brought along a player. We'll introduce the player in just a little bit. But, Brian, thanks for coming. I know Chris is a little under the weather tonight, so you were filling in for him, huh?
Yeah, it was nice to come in and get a chance to talk to you guys.
All right. Well, we have to recap a little bit of last Friday's games at West Lafayette. So
it was funny, Brian. Bob and I were talking some of our many chats during the week, and we said, it's time to get some, some fresh perspective. Let's get some of the area assistant coaches, especially guys like you that have been there for a long time. And it just so happened. Then we mentioned, probably wouldn't want to do it this week. One time. So, but here it is, just lined up perfectly anyways. So you walked in the door.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to talk about the good, and then sometimes there's always the bad. So,
well, you went down to West Lafayette, and we'll mention the score once, and then you.
It was a tough one. We were down big at half, and it ended up being a 56-0 game, and we just, we had some guys out last week, and when we had to move some pieces around, guys aren't at their familiar spots and understanding fully what they're supposed to do, and we had some mismatches out there, but the kids played pretty tough. I think it was a learning opportunity, especially for some young guys to get some experience, and we just carry it on with us, and we move on and get better.
What makes West Lafayette so good? What do they do well? Everything?
It starts with their work in the weight room. They're very strong. They've grown to be a physical opponent, and they've got pretty good team speed. So that's always a good combination. And, that's who we want to be, and that's who we've been in the past. And, we're trying to create that here. But when we got some guys that aren't in, that mismatch makes it pretty tough.
Do they seem like a team that can go deep in the tournament run again in 3A this year?
I think normally, yeah, but they got a pretty tough sectional in and of their own, so they've got some formidable opponents that will match up with them a little bit better, obviously, and they're gonna have a tough road too. But they're very, very, what if they're second or whatever they are, but they're easily a top three team in the state.
Can you learn anything from this game, or do you watch the game over again and learn stuff, or do you just put it in the garbage and say, let's go to this week?
You hate to put it totally in the garbage because, we have different philosophies that we want to address on defense, whether it be our cup tackling principles, which is how we like to attack a ball carrier on any given play. We talk about leverage a lot, and so those are all things that we can continue to get better at. We can watch ourselves on film, understand why the play developed the way it did and why we were out of position or where we needed to be to stop that kind of a game.
Was that a problem last Friday? Did you have, with the different guys in there, were there some tackling issues? Or?
We did. We had some tackling issues. Guys didn't end up in position the way they were supposed to, and then that created some arm tackling issues and pursuit angles that led to some of their big plays.
Sure can't do that against that type of team.
No, not at all.
Jeez, oh Pete.
Well, it doesn't get much easier this week, does it?
No.
Central Catholic comes to town for a game Friday night at home. What have you been focused on gearing toward them for Friday night?
Well, they're a pass first team, and then
they still got the Barrett kid
Yep, he's still sticking around, and so it'll be nice.
Seems like he'd been there for years, right?
Yeah. Every once in a while with some of these schools, they get a guy that comes in and just seems like he's a senior citizen over there playing for him. But no, we've been focusing on pass rush this week and a lot of hand fighting with our D line, and we're working with our secondary, getting in to some coverages and trying to give them similar looks, but being in different coverages so that we can kind of catch them off guard and, combat their spread attack.
Do you guys use a blitz a lot or, very much so?
It depends. So a lot of times it depends on the opponent, where their weaknesses are. You can put together some clips of what other teams have done that they had success at, or what they did not do well, what hurt them, and then you kind of put your package together that way.
Let's talk about, do you know anything about them defensively?
Defensively, they're a little bit different than they were years ago as far as an odd versus an even front. Because we're a different animal as far as what we run offensively, they're not going to align themselves, obviously, the way they would against some other teams. So, we anticipate one thing, and we may have to adjust and adapt to what they decide to do. We've seen some 4-4 out of them, and we've seen some other looks, too, where they kind of tilt their front. So we'll be ready for whatever they want to throw at us.
On most weeks, you don't face a passing quarterback. Does that present a little more difficult of a problem than a team that normally runs the ball?
Yeah, this quarterback, I don't want to say he's necessarily a dual threat, but he's very capable. He's a strong kid, He's got a lot of experience. He's very good at extending plays with his feet. He has good pocket awareness. He does not get flustered too much, but if you do get pressure on him, he'll throw a bad pass or you can force him into a bad situation. So that's kind of our game plan coming in is, we're aware of his awareness in the pocket, and we're going to try to attack him accordingly.
Introduce this young man to your right.
This is my defensive captain, Dylan Kidd. Of course, he's very effective for us on both sides of the ball.
We talked to Dylan, I think, in July, didn't we? A long time ago during that scrimmage. So, yeah, go ahead.
All right.
Dylan Kidd has joined us now. Dylan, thanks for coming out. I really do appreciate it. How you doing tonight?
I'm good. Just finished up some practice and then head over here.
What's it like? Take us through a practice. We never ask people what practice. What was today's practice like?
First we stretched and then we went D&D, which is you go to your position group and rep some drills there. And then I'm a linebacker, so we went and did 7-on-7 with the D-backs. And
so you do hit
your
own teammate? Yeah.
Yep, wrap up. Today was pro pads, so we don't go at the knees or anything. Keep people safe. And then we went Team D, which is our just JV repping the opponent's offense against us. And then we went offense for quite a bit and got some good reps there.
It seems like you guys enjoy every aspect of football, huh?
Absolutely. I mean, I've grown up. I love football. I love playing. This is definitely a great time to play football in. The community is very happy to have us playing every Friday.
Go ahead, Bill.
You played with your brother, is that right?
I did, yes.
Where did he end up going? Does he still play football in college?
No, he ended up just working after high school.
Oh, okay. All right. So he's out there. You see him a lot then.
Yeah, yep.
Is he involved with the coaching of the squad?
No, he just is there to congratulate me after the games and stuff.
How'd you get started playing football? When, what age, and what got you interested in it?
Oh, man, I've been, ever since I was a little youngin', my dad got me into it, pee-wee football, so I've been putting pads on ever since I was about 5.
How did you arrive at the positions you play? Was that your choice, coach's choice?
Well, in middle school, I was actually a fullback, and then coming into 8th grade, we had some guys get hurt, and then I switched to our halfback, and I just stuck with that. And then my sophomore year, they put me in a middle linebacker, and I fell in love with it.
So do you like offense or defense better?
They're equal. I can't pick one over the other. I know Coach wants me to say defense, but I can't. I love them both.
Dylan, when you were a little kid, I just had my grandson visit me this past weekend, and it seems like he is just nuts for every sport. And I know that's not going to continue on as he gets a little bit old. He's only 7 now, but he spent Saturday, he played all morning hockey, skate and all that, and then went straight to the soccer fields and played a couple 2-3 hours. And it's like, holy, were you involved in a lot of sports when you were a little kid?
Yeah, I played baseball, football. I ran track in middle school and still running track.
Has that dwindled down now, or have you?
Yeah, I had to pick track over baseball. My dad was pretty upset with that, but sometimes it's what you got to do.
Is it just by your choice, your preference?
Yeah, I mean my parents have never forced me into playing a sport, so it's kind of always been what I love the most.
How did you get good in football compared to the most? You spend the most time with football?
Yeah, absolutely. Just the hitting is what I love about football, and baseball you don't get that.
Dylan, tell us about last Friday night. How do you handle that kind of a game?
Well, I ended up getting sick all week, so we decided it would be best if I sat the game out. But I know those guys went out there and they tried their best, and West Lafayette is a great football team. So I think this is a great week for us. We got our guys back, so it's ready to go to war and bounce back.
Tell us about Friday night. What do you think?
They're a great team. We have a great prep this week, so if we stick to our keys and do what we know what we have to do, I think it'll be a very good game.
Are you healthy now?
Yes, I am.
Okay,
Yep.
That's good. So we're halfway through the season now.
Yep.
What are your thoughts on the rest of the year?
We have some great opponents coming up, so we just got to keep working hard. We got a lot of stuff we can work on, so keep pushing every practice, find purpose in every practice, and just keep getting better.
What's your goal the rest of this season now?
To go deep into the tournament. That's every team's goal, I think, and I think we got a team that can absolutely do that.
So you're expecting a big bounce back?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You really have just a tremendous, storybook start to this season. How many touchdowns do you have now? Rushing?
They don't know.
9 or 10, I think.
I'm not sure.
All right, well, it's 9 or 10. It's somewhere in there, I'll tell you that right now, which is just, almost unheard of.
Thank you.
Especially in a small school like it is. What do you do to be able to, I guess, keep that up, or did you? I'm not even sure what my question is here. Did you envision?
How about what makes a good running back? How about
there
that?
you go.
How about that?
I like that. I like that.
The line makes a great running back. Absolutely. You got to have a great line for a good running back.
Gastineau pumping his fist. The old center over there is pumping his fist. Yeah, it helps when you got holes to run through, doesn't it?
I can't do nothing without them boys up front.
And you got a pretty good set in front of you.
Absolutely.
I know your center was out here, and he's a pretty big boy.
Yeah.
Last Wednesday.
Yep, Kai Reisner.
What's your mindset on defense? What are you trying to accomplish there?
Just first off, stop the run, make him force balls where he doesn't want to. Just get turnovers and keep him off the board.
Now, will your role change with a passing quarterback like Friday night or no?
Not really. Run first and then get to my drop, my zone, and hopefully snipe one and get it going the other way.
There you go. That's right.
How's you guys got some good contributions from younger kids on this team?
Absolutely.
Compared to years past. How was that? Are they working in real good to being good members of the team?
Absolutely. We got several young guys working for us, and I think they've done a great job of stepping up and filling the roles that need to be filled, and just being there and wanting to be there and just putting their bodies on the line for the team.
Do you feel like you're a role model for those guys?
Yeah. Being a senior leader, you gotta be a role model for these little kids, and I don't want to say little young kids.
Younger kids, yeah.
Yeah. But, I think they've done a great job this year and are going to continue to do a great job.
All right, Dylan, thanks for coming out. We still got to talk with Brian a little bit more, so pass those headsets back. Thanks, Dylan. Dylan's
Thank
good
you, Dylan.
there. Brian, you're at the halfway point of the season. Where do you think the Bombers are right now, 5 games in?
Well, I think we're still trying to find out what we can do, what we can accomplish, where our potential lies. I think we had a great start to the season in week 1 in the Cracker Barrel game, and we told the kids, okay, these are our expectations now. You've set the standard, and we want to keep trying to get back to that standard and be consistent. I think we've had pretty good games here and there where those expectations are showing. But we don't feel, I think, that we've done it for a full 48 minutes yet.
So you haven't reached your potential?
I don't think so. I think there's a whole other level that we can get to.
Has there been anybody that's surprised you throughout this first half of the season that has really stepped up and, filled a great role?
Yeah, I think, he was talking about some of our young guys that are contributors right now. I like our safety position. He missed last week, but he's been a great surprise back there, being able to come up. And,
who's that?
Corbin Matthew. He's done a great job coming up and run support and finishing off plays for us. like his tenacity.
He got hurt the week before, didn't he?
He did, and then he had to sit out shortly after with quarantine, like we all had to do with contact tracing and stuff like that. So we're looking forward to getting him back. And then, we didn't know what to expect with some of the other younger guys. We had a summer with them and put them into some competitions here and there, and they got a chance to show some things. And so we like what we've got there. We really like our defensive line. I think they've been pretty consistent for us. I think they've caused some havoc, and that's what we want out of them. So that was it wasn't a surprise at all. We like what they can do. We just want them to be more consistent as well.
Always finish up with the younger Bombers. Did the JV play this week? Middle school? Where are we at there?
JV ended up getting canceled on Monday because so many of them played against West Lafayette. So they don't play this week. And then the young kids, I know middle school just played last night in that.
Oh, man, in the rain, huh?
Yeah, they all came home soaked and told me about all their stories at school today. But they had a fun time at Frontier, and I think they won 28-0, something like that. So had a successful night there.
Keys for the Bombers to win Friday night.
Keys for the Bombers. Okay, we need to get off the field defensively, force them into some bad situations, force them to punt. And then offensively, we need to sustain drives and capitalize on those drives. Their defense is giving up some points this year, so we think we can move the ball on them, and we think it's going to be a really good game.
Do you like yourself? I suppose you want to shout out every game, right?
Is that sure.
Is that realistic, or is that unrealistic? What satisfies you with your defense on a week?
Well, we do have goals that we've posted them in the past. We talk about them as far as communication, quick to huddle, things like that. Our goal is always to keep our opponents to 13 or less points. Obviously, that's not always going to happen. We want to create 3 or more turnovers a game. That's something that can happen. Sometimes just depending on who you're playing, you want to keep them down to a certain amount of points, and I think our philosophy holds true. We keep them to 13 or less. We're going to come out of this one.
Brian, thanks for pinch hitting tonight. Appreciate it. And Dylan, thanks for coming out, and good luck. We'll see you guys Friday night, okay?
All right, thank you, guys.
Brian Zacher, Dylan Kidd from Rensselaer Central. Back with more of the Coach's Cage right after this.
For over 60 years, Hamster Group has helped build America. In 1958, a small Northwest Indiana builder began constructing homes. Through the years, by following the motto, quality and integrity you can depend on, Hamster Group has grown. Today, Hamster Group's associated around the country with homes, schools, shopping malls, churches, medical buildings, and more. So for your next project, large or small, and quality and integrity you can depend on, call 219-956-3111 and speak with the experts at Hamster Group.
Hi, this is Chuck Clark with the Underwood Insurance Agency, formerly Preferred Insurance Group. Are you tired of being sacked every month with your auto insurance bill? Do you feel you just pay your premium to your agent and never hear from them? We at the Underwood Insurance Agency work with over 10 insurance carriers to get you our best rate and coverage we can, and we pride ourselves on serving our customers like they are our family. We are conveniently located in Remington and Lafayette. We can be reached at underwoodagency.com. Reach out to us to score big savings.
High-quality personalized dental service is what they do at Hillcrest Dental. For over 40 years, generations have relied on Hillcrest Dental for beautiful, healthy smiles. Dr. John Ayler and Dr. Jack Drone look forward to seeing you for your next dental visit. For information or to set your appointment, call 219-866-7117. That's 219-866-7117. Or visit hillcrestdental.net. Hillcrest Dental is a proud sponsor of all high school athletics.
Working with our customers has been Kentland Bank's trademark for 87 years. We're dedicated to making your visit a lasting one, and helping you achieve your goals is our #1 priority. With 5 locations, Kentland Bank offers all loans needed for today's businesses and families, including car loans, mortgages, agriculture, and commercial loans. We're here to make your busy life less hectic by offering online and mobile banking, bill pay, and P2P payments. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
Meet you at Arnie's, Rensselaer's go-to pizza, and so much more. Pizza, sandwiches, burgers are here. Don't forget about dessert. Wings, cheese sticks, garlic bread too. Arnie's Pizza menu has something for everyone. Dine in or carry out in the best pizza in town. Located across from St. Joseph's College in Rensselaer. Call 219-866-9999 and meet you at Arnie's.
You're listening to The Coach's Cage, presented by the Hamstra Group.
Bob Kurtz, Bill Kay, Jeff Gassno, and Scotty Miller with you here from Arnie's on The Coach's Cage. Here at every Wednesday night, starting at 6 o'clock on 3kgthecage.com. You can go to our website or our Facebook page and click to the link there. It'll get you right here. We're, of course, live right across from St. Joseph's College there in Rensselaer. James Broyles has joined us now from the Kankakee Valley Cougars, and he brought a player too. We'll introduce the player in just a little bit, but James, big win for you guys last Friday night, right?
Yeah, it was good. It was really good. It was
played Munster.
We did. We were up there, and no, it was good. I'll tell you what. Start this one off for you. We should have probably beat them by 50.
You wanted to beat them by 50.
Wanted to beat them by about 100. But we should have beat them by 50, but we'll take the win.
What was the final score?
It was 34-21.
34-21.
Yep.
Okay.
It was great. It was a good win for us. It was a needed win. Especially going into the stretch that we're coming into in our conference. Right out the gate, we just defensively just stellar. I mean, it really was. I mean, they run the triple option. They don't run they're not a very good triple option team, but that's all right. The defense did a great job. I mean, multiple turnovers. We had about 5 turnovers there. Giving the ball back to the offense. Offensively, during the first part of the game, we had a little bit of shake-up in the lineup that we had to do, but the kids kind of stuck to the game plan, and what it was to run the ball down their throat, and it's exactly what we did.
I've heard that before from Kankakee Valley football.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
And we did, and getting out to a 7-0 run, 14-0, 21-0, and it was right there to get ready to put it away. I did make a call there. It was probably on the 35, our 35, to go for a 4th and 1, and they stopped us, and they put our defense in a rough spot. But they ended up scoring on that, so 21-7, which it happens. It's part of it.
What makes you decide your mindset if you want to go for it on 4th down and short or not?
Well, in this particular game is because it was against Munster, and I wanted to run the score up.
You're honest. I like that.
But no, it's just a confidence I have with the kids. And, I mean, they work their butt off all week, and I think for me, it's giving them, trusting them to go out there and make the play, and knowing they know that I trust them to do it. And
do you ask them if they want to go for it or no?
Not really.
You just said you're doing it.
I mean, we're going to do it. I know they're going to execute it, and we've done really well this year on 4th on short yardage.
Okay.
But there are times where probably maybe that one we probably should have punted away, but given the opponent, we're going to go for it.
Okay.
But and that again. I mean, whether it's different elements of the weather and all that kind of plays a factor. Score and all that. So, but overall, we're probably going to take a shot with something. I mean, that's just how we play. It's how we played for the last 3 years since I've been here, and we're not going to stop.
Okay, go ahead with the game.
No. So we're at 21-7. Kind of regroup at halftime, come back out, and it's the same thing. I mean, defensively doing a great job. Just seriously physically beating them in the ground. I mean, they did a great job. Offensively, getting the ball back to us. I mean, we had the one thing I think bothered everybody the most was the penalties, and it was we had 3-4 holding penalties there. One was, as I said before, it probably legit. I mean, it was a hold, and I'll give it to them. But the other ones, it's kind of a judgment call, which I thought was a bad judgment on their time.
And penalties, people got to realize it's not pro football where this is a spot foul most of the time for your penalties in high school, which is double whammy, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because all those plays, in all seriousness, all those holding calls, they equaled almost 200 yards if we wouldn't have had them. That's an extra 200 yards on the ground.
Yeah.
But again, having that happen, and then the kids come back and they fought back from almost feeling like you're, kind of another opponent on your, against you up there. It really did. It felt like it at times. Just a multiple of the flags that were thrown for reasons that really is not a good reason, but they fought back, and man, they fought hard, and it's unfortunate we did give up another for the 21st points of the game was a kickoff return for a touchdown. Again, what did I say about that? They just go and they made a great play, and and we didn't cover very well. But all right, flip side of that, we come back down and we take the ball in offense and we shove it down their throat some more, and we go score. So their kids answered the bell all night long with it, and with opportunities, they took advantage of every opportunity that was in front of them, even with the flag situation. They did really well with it. So
that philosophy on offense, did a lot of that start with? I mean, you've been an offensive lineman since your entire history of playing football, and is that more important than the kids are they a passing team, or will you always start and want to have a running team if you can?
I think, depends on what team you got. You kind of adapt and adjust to the players you have. And, for us, our kids, I feel we got tough kids, and they want to come out and establish themselves too. And I think the best way to do that is by running the ball a little bit. Now, I have no problem throwing the ball. I really don't. Because as you said, as an offensive lineman, pass blocking might be a little easier than run blocking. But, I don't mind throwing the ball for 400 yards either, but whatever it takes to win. But I know the kids, they want to establish themselves physically, and they want to establish themselves in a dominant way, and that's how you do that.
Who played well for you?
You know what? We had, Jack Lampka right out the gate offensively. 192 yards rushing. And, like I said, if you take some of those penalties away, he's at 350, 400, so.
He has really stepped up, hasn't he?
He has, yeah. It was unfortunate, like we talked about before, with the injury to Logan Parks, and he stepped in and just pretty much just did his thing. I know he's been waiting for it, and he's done a great job with it, just doing his part. And really what Jack does a really good job of is just allowing his blocks to kind of take place, and then he explodes. And then he accelerates pretty good through the hole. So it's good. It's a lot of fun to watch him. This young man here right next to me, Caleb Swallow, he played really well once again. Captain, the leader on the defense, and he's all over the field. He's making plays, and there's I can go on and on about him. He just plays well. He has a nose for the ball, and he's just he's your ultimate leader on the field. Whether it's trying to get these kids going, putting people in the right spots. He's not necessarily the loudest, the most vocal, but he's a great lead by example. And I'm going to tell you what you need to do. I'm not going to holler at you, but he'll tell them. And the other player we got with us here, Miles Turpin, another linebacker, offensive lineman. He played really well. He's all over the field. You hear those kids' names a lot on Friday night, and there's a reason. They just are playing full 100%, full throttle, and that's how they play, which is nice.
Why don't you put the headphones over there to Caleb? We'll talk to him for a little bit and come back to you later. All right. Caleb Swallow has joined us now. Caleb, thanks for coming down. How you doing tonight?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing really well. Well, tell us about last Friday night from your perspective.
Well, we came out ready to play. We did have a setback with our quarterback being out for the first quarter. But all in all, missed a couple field goals at the beginning. Came together after we got our quarterback back, and we were pounding the ball down their throats the whole time. And you can tell that we just want to be out there and beating them down because, they were talking, they were playing rough, but we were just trying to keep it in between the whistles every play.
Is there a lot of talking in between players throughout the games, or just certain games?
Yeah, normally there's a lot of talking, not always in a negative way, but there's a lot of talking in between plays.
The Northwest Crossroads Conference is really pretty tough. I mean, a lot of times the Hoosier Conference seems like they get a good rep in how tough they are with the Lafayette schools. But you got some pretty big schools, you know. I mean, coming up, you've got a murderer's row, it seems like. Lowell and Dre and Hobart. Those are some pretty tough teams to face, even starting out with Munster.
Yeah, they call it, we're going through the gauntlet this next 3 weeks. We got 3 big powerhouse schools coming in. They want no part of us. They don't want us winning. So they're going to come out, get at us.
Do they still look at KV as that little school out in the cornfields?
Yeah, I think so. I think we just haven't had the chance to prove ourselves, and that's what we've been hollering this year is we need to prove ourselves and show who we really are.
Caleb, how did you get started playing football? When did you start, and how did you get interested in playing the sport?
I started playing when I was like 5 years old, played Pop Warner. Just fell in love with it, played it ever since.
What's the most enjoyable thing about playing football?
I like scoring touchdowns. I like just hitting kids.
Offense or defense? Which one?
I like them both.
Everybody says that. Can't get it. What do you hope to accomplish the rest of this year here?
Well, I'm trying to win this conference and have a high streak going into sectionals and hopefully bring home a sectional title.
1-0, and this Friday night's going to really go a long way, won't it? That's a big one.
Yeah, we come out on top this week. It'll definitely put some eyes on us. Definitely give us some confidence and momentum moving into the next week to play.
Tell us about Lowell.
Lowell, it's just Lowell. They're a ground and pound team. They always have been. They're physical. They're going to come out and get you. But we've been up on them 21 points every year at half, and they just come back. And they beat us in the second half, so we got to really focus on playing all 4 quarters this year.
What makes a good defensive player? You're a coach that's lauded your defensive ability. What makes you such a good defensive player?
You just got to fly around. You know, the ball's on the other side of the field. It don't matter. He can break a tackle and keep running. You just got to fly to the ball everywhere you go and just stick to your assignments.
And 11 guys have to do that, right? Not 8 or 7, right?
No, sir.
Yeah.
What's the best thing about playing for Coach Broyles?
He's a good guy. He's always out there pushing us to get better, and I think that's what we need. We don't need somebody who's out there being your friend. We need somebody to push you, and he does a good job at that.
All right. Hand her back to Coach Broyles there, and thanks for coming out, Caleb. Appreciate it very much. Well, James, let's talk about Lowell.
Yeah, Caleb just said that. They're Lowell's Lowell this year. I mean, they're just going to come out and they're going to try to physically dominate you up front and run
something
the ball.
Like you do.
Something like we do. They will throw a little bit, and defensively, they just the same thing. They run the same thing. Their linebackers are always going to fill hard, and they're going to just run to the ball. They're flying, look like they're blitzing all the time, and that's just.
So you've had some big leads you let slip away here against Lowell recently.
We had the last 2 years. We've had, we've been in control of the ball game, and. Unfortunately, in the second half, we just couldn't sustain it. And
so, how do you correct that for this year then?
Well, I think it's just all of the coaches and players, all of our mental approach to this game. I mean, I think it's the desire and hunger that the players have, and the coaches as well. You come out and you obviously want to establish yourself in the first half of the game, but knowing, coming out at halftime, and now knowing that it's not over. You still got to come out and you got to. As you want to tell the kids to play like it's 0-0, but I get it. Everybody sees a scoreboard and you know what's going on. But I guess the other thing is to enjoy and to want to keep that dominance. You want to. I don't want them to start playing like it's first part of the game. I want them to continue to play how they're playing. If you're dominating the team, play that way. Enjoy that. That's fun. That's football. We're beating them 21-0. We come back out in the second half.
You're not supposed to feel sorry for them.
No, let's make it 42. And I want them to enjoy that part of the game because that's what makes it a lot of fun.
How important is having a really good crowd behind you on Friday night?
No, it's good. Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's huge for us. We've been pretty fortunate They have a lot of good crowds, throughout the year. I know the first game that we talked about when we had to switch to Lafayette Harrison, there was a lot of confusion whether we were going to play or not. So it was a little thin in that in the crowd department. But man, I mean, against our homecoming crowd was huge. I mean, I expect it to be good as well with Lowell there. So
we're asking all the coaches. We're at the halfway point of the season now. Where is the Kankakee Valley football team in your eyes?
I would say we are, are we where we want to be? Probably not in all aspects of the game, but we're getting there. I mean, we had to overcome. This is not a sob story at all, but it's football's football. We've had to overcome a lot of things this season, injury-wise. A lot of kids playing in different spots that they haven't played, and some in spots that they've never played. And it's one of those that to watch them kind of grow and in the positions they're playing. I feel like we've done a great job with that as a team. So I mean, overall, I'd say we're in a pretty decent spot. But with these injuries, it's kind of it's hard to judge. But I think we're in a good spot to finish out the season. I mean, I think we're going to be good. I mean, these three teams are tough. That's what it is. But these kids keep working hard every day, and they keep putting in the time, putting in the effort, and at some point it's going to happen.
Where about the younger Cougars? We'll get a little report on them for this week.
Yeah, JV's doing good. I think they have one loss so far for the season. They played Munster on Saturday, and they ended up, I think, they beat them like 38-0 or something. I told them to score 50, but they didn't. So they won, and they did really well. And our freshmen, once again, they keep just plugging away. I think the freshmen are undefeated as well, and they're going to play tomorrow night. I think they got, not sure who they have. Do you know? Lowell? Is it Lowell tomorrow night? So they have Lowell tomorrow night. So, I mean, we'll see. It should be a good game. So,
do you have your younger squad try and run the same stuff as you guys do, or no?
We do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and at some point,
is that important?
It is.
You? Yeah.
Absolutely, it is. And it's because of the communication, who's communicating, who's doing what, the verbiage, the lingo that we use. We want everybody to be the same coming up. Makes it just easier for them when we put them in a situation, especially when they come to play varsity. Now, the younger grades, they don't necessarily have the entire playbook that they're running because, physically they're just not able to do that. So they're running plays that it's adapted to their skill level, but it's still our stuff. Everything's our stuff. Right. So it's not that they can't do it. It's just what's working for them. So it's kind of nice they get to kind of pick and choose what works for them, and stay with it. So,
before we let you go, keys for Friday night.
Biggest thing is just physical football. I mean, physical football, eliminate turnovers or negative plays, and we'll be just fine. We come out and physically play these guys the way we can, and eliminate negative plays. We'll be okay.
Anything else, Billy?
Congratulations on last week, and go get them. Go get them on Friday.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
All right. James Broyles, Caleb Swallow from Kankakee Valley, back with more the Coach's Cage program right after this.
Meet you at Arnie's, Rensselaer's go-to pizza and so much more. Pizza, sandwiches, burgers are here. Don't forget about dessert. Wings, cheese sticks, garlic bread too. Arnie's pizza menu has something for everyone. Dine in or carry out in the best pizza in town. Located across from St. Joseph's College in Rensselaer. Call 219-866-9999 and meet you at Arnie's.
Hi, this is Chuck Clark with the Underwood Insurance Agency, formerly Preferred Insurance Group. Are you tired of being sacked every month with your auto insurance bill? Do you feel you just pay your premium to your agent and never hear from them? We at the Underwood Insurance Agency work with over 10 insurance carriers to get you our best rate and coverage we can, and we pride ourselves on serving our customers like they are our family. We are conveniently located in Remington and Lafayette. We can be reached at underwoodagency.com. Reach out to us to score big savings.
Working with our customers has been Kentland Bank's trademark for 87 years. We're dedicated to making your visit a lasting one, and helping you achieve your goals is our #1 priority. With 5 locations, Kentland Bank offers all loans needed for today's businesses and families, including car loans, mortgages, agriculture, and commercial loans. We're here to make your busy life less hectic by offering online and mobile banking, bill pay, and P2P payments. Member FDIC and equal housing lender. For over 60 years, Hamster Group has helped build America. In 1958, a small Northwest Indiana builder began constructing homes. Through the years, by following the motto, quality and integrity you can depend on, Hamster Group has grown. Today, Hamster Group is associated around the country with homes, schools, shopping malls, churches, medical buildings, and more. So for your next project, large or small, and quality and integrity you can depend on, call 219-956-3111 and speak with the experts at Hamster Group.
High-quality personalized dental service is what they do at Hillcrest Dental. For over 40 years, generations have relied on Hillcrest Dental for beautiful, healthy smiles. Dr. John Ayler and Dr. Jack Drone look forward to seeing you for your next dental visit. For information or to set your appointment, call 219-866-7117. That's 219-866-7117 or visit hillcrestdental.net. Hillcrest Dental is a proud sponsor of all high school athletics.
You're listening to The Coach's Cage, presented by the Hamstra Group.
Bill K., Bob Kirsch, Jeff Gassno, Scotty Miller with you here on the Coach's Cage program on 3kgthecage.com. Live from Arnie's. Come on out and enjoy some great food from Arnie's here. They will definitely satisfy your hunger needs, that's for sure. Brad Beavis has joined us now from the South Newton Rebels.
Good morning, or good afternoon, I guess. It's been a long day.
How about good evening?
Good evening, how about that?
Well, another nice win for the Rebels against their arch rivals last week. Again, put up a lot of points.
Yep, played pretty well. Turned into a pretty good game. We thought we started pulling away from them a little bit, and they rallied their troops and got within a touchdown. So it was your typical rivalry game. You can't ever take anything for granted, and you got to keep playing the whole game.
Final was what?
Final was 53-31.
Scoring the 50s every week, you're going to win every game, I think.
I hope so. We might have better. Not to get too far ahead, we might have to next week.
Your average is over 34 now.
Yep.
34.2. Not too shabby. Did you envision that when you coming into this season?
No. Statistically, we had gotten better last year. We figured that we had gotten better over the summer and stuff. Just our kids have matured, and some things we did. But, scoring 50 every game is not something I thought that we would do. I thought you might do that once, but to do it back-to-back weeks is kind of crazy for us. But our kids, putting the effort in, and we're executing. And I think Caden was like 12 for 14 on the night. One was off a kid's face mask. So, really, it should have been caught.
He had a night.
He did have a night. Yeah, we Tri-County put together a good drive to start the game. They've gotten better the last couple of weeks. I've been watching them on film every week. They've gotten better, and I thought they played better against us than they had. They put together a nice methodical drive to start the game and took a lead, and then we went to work and scored some points there and had a really nice halftime lead, and then came out and scored right at the beginning of the third quarter. And I kind of thought, here we go, like we're going to be in good shape, and then, man, they come roaring back. Their fullback was really good of keeping his feet moving and momentum going, and we probably hit him a little too high all night. So, he got a lot of yards after contact and stuff like that, but they came down and scored a couple more times and made it a touchdown game, and then we went out and scored a few more times, so we made it look a little better.
Are you talking to the troops on the sideline to, get their attention, or your coaches talking to them, or does that just kind of filter in through
It does. We are really working hard on getting them to communicate with us on the sideline better. It's hard for the players to hear us. And definitely, if they're trying to communicate back to us, it's hard for us to hear them. So that's just something I think that you get better at as the players become more aware. You have to learn how to talk to your corner to relay things in or have hand signals. And we do a pretty good job. It's just whenever you're trying to make some changes that you haven't really practiced as much, it's hard for the kids to pick up on it because they don't know the cue words. They don't know the hand signals or what you're trying to communicate non-verbally.
Sure.
So that can be kind of difficult. So a lot of times that's where your timeouts are. Or you have to send a kid in to relay something. So that's just part of it. Obviously, the more experience you have and the more interchangeable players you can have, players you can sub in, it helps out with that communication. But, yeah, they do a pretty good job. But like early in the game we were trying to communicate, and they weren't hearing us. So
tell us who played well for you offensively and defensively.
Evan Krug had a heck of a game. Led us with 141 yards of receiving, and he's the one that took the one off the face mask there that was probably going to be about 160 yards. And he's had a couple of those this year that he's either dropped or got called back for a penalty. So it was kind of nice to see him lead us in receiving for once, because he probably could have 1 or 2 other games. Caden obviously had a great game, just under 200 yards of rushing. But Luke and Corbin, once again, are getting those hard yards. They're getting the blocks for Caden. They're getting the 4th and ones and the 3rd and 4s to set us up with some things. So they're getting some tough yards there. Defensively, our 2 middle linebackers had to take a load with how we were playing the option last week. So Luke Patterson and Javen Wright were the first ones to make contact a lot of times. But then we're getting Caden Martin, who's an outside linebacker, Corbin Cruz, who's an outside linebacker, coming into the party there a little bit late, or if they run, keep the quarterback keeps or they pitch it, they're going to get there first. So I thought those 4 guys in the linebacking core played really good for us. Caden, I think, had 3 interceptions as well. So, he's playing pretty good back there. We got guys playing well everywhere. Tackles are spread out and everything. It's kind of nice.
What's making your offense click so much this year?
Honestly, it's 2 factors in my eyes. One, our offensive line's improved a lot. They're stronger. They're more experienced. They have more knowledge of what we're trying to do, which gives Caden and those other running backs room to run and time to throw. And I think the other factor is we have a little bit more weapons on the outside, whether that's because they're more athletic, more experienced, whatever. We have some different guys out there we've had the last couple of years, but we're able to spread the field out horizontally more, which opens up the running game and things like that. So I think it's those 2 facets are the 2 big things. I think Caden showed what he could do last year. We just didn't have the other pieces to really allow him to go run. Now teams got to put 6 guys in the box to help stop the run, have to defend the bubbles and passing game. So it's spreading them out horizontally. So now there's just less guys in the middle, and that's why Caden is able to do what he does.
Doesn't hurt to be a senior quarterback that's played a lot of years, right?
It doesn't. I think he started every game or almost every game in his high school career out of necessity. His freshman year,
not many people can say that.
No, he started his very first game as a freshman. Our quarterback had a spleen issue, I think, or something like that. I can't remember. It was Levi Sample, and he had to sit out a week or 2. And Caden stepped in,
that name.
and then he came back. But I think he played other positions, but he's played pretty much since his first game as a freshman at quarterback for us. So he's got a lot of experience. He can read things pretty well. He's becoming a leader this year. He was kind of a leader last year, but he's become a lot more vocal. Which helps out in your quarterback, and your guy that's doing is the vocal one and the one leading the show. So I think he's really his leadership skills have developed a lot, and I think that helps us out too.
Where is his specialty? It seems like it could be his vision, seeking these creases where he can get through, but also he's so strong. It seems like he just busts any kind of early tackle that they make. And
I don't have a good answer for you on that one. Here's how I look at it. This is how I've always coached it. I was an offensive lineman, so I've always told kids, do what we want you to do in the first 5 yards. After that, be an athlete. We can't teach that. You have instincts. You have, abilities to see things, cut, all that we can't teach you. We can develop it.
That's a great answer.
But for me, it's like you need to do what we need you to do in the first 5 yards. After that, you be an athlete. Now, Coach Sturm has his way he wants him to run as far as what he's looking for and lanes like that. But at the end of the day, the athletes are athletes, and you got to let them, run. So, but they just got to do what you need them to do for the first 5 yards because we're working as a team. After that, break a 70-yard touchdown, we're not going to complain.
What's been the focus of practice this week?
Well, not getting cold and wet yesterday was the big focus.
Yes.
That was kind of terrible. I don't like to be cold or wet, so both together is bad news for me. I toughed it out for the kids, though.
There you go.
We stayed out for about an hour.
That's all right.
We just got to get crisp. Covington is going to be a tough team Friday night for us. They throw the ball 54 times a game is what they're averaging.
Whoa.
Yeah. So I don't know. There should be like a pitch count for throw. They want to throw so many or something.
Yeah, that's right.
Kind of like baseball. But
make it about 15 or something.
Yeah, I don't know. That would help us out a lot. So our focus has been a lot in the passing game defensively. Just making sure we have our zones covered, making sure that we know who we have when we go man, kind of going over their patterns, what they like to do, so we're able to react. They have a few different formations that they run. So just making sure that we have the right checks in. And that's been a lot of our week. It's just more mental. They run a 3-3 stack, so we've seen that 3 weeks in a row now. So offensively, we haven't had to have a lot of adjustments. It's just being crisp and doing what we do. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. They're ranked 4th in 1A in scoring, and we're ranked 9th in 1A in scoring. So
we wondered why South Newton games took so long, and now we found out first down.
Yeah.
I mean, you just have to stop for a touchdown and kick the extra point, or run the extra point and kick off again. It takes a long time when you score a lot of
points. I keep telling Coach Krug if you get up less points in a game,
exactly,
that would help out too. But
exactly,
he always brings back the special teams has scored a few touchdowns over the season too.
Well, I thought you fired the special teams coordinator.
I did, but I'm still a consultant sometimes.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, no, it takes a long time to score points, but I think that we'll take it, especially now that we're home for 4 straight games. We don't have to travel. So
man, that's a nice little portion of your schedule here.
That is. So it's nice. We got youth night this Friday coming up. So
tell us about the game then. Tell us about youth night.
Yeah, youth night. So we've been doing flag football this year. That's been part of our fundraiser and part of our giving back to the community. So we had 6 weeks. It ends this Thursday, so tomorrow night. And we're going to recognize those players from K through 3 that came out and played. There's 35 of them during halftime of our game. We got the Pop Warner League. That's our youth feeder program inside the community that isn't affiliated with the school directly, but feeds into what we do. We're going to recognize them too, and then our middle school team.
That's awesome.
So we kind of bring them all out, and it's the first time we've had flags, so that's going to be interesting. But
it's nice to get young kids involved.
It is. And our players all coach it. They referee it. They take tickets. They do the concessions. They run the clock.
Beautiful.
So they're doing all the work. And the kids, it's kind of funny because as I walk down after school, we got a few teachers that have kids down the elementary, so they'll be walking back all the time that we're walking out to our locker room. And some of the flag football players will be like, "That's my coach," talking to our players. It's like they know. It's kind of cool that they're making those connections and things like that. So it's been a really cool experience, and I think it's going to grow next year. And obviously it's helped us raise a little bit of money, but it's more about our kids being around younger kids and kind of giving back, because I know whenever I was in, upper elementary school, middle school, you looked up towards those kids that were juniors and seniors.
Right.
And kids still do that. As much as we think things have changed, they haven't changed. There's still kids that, know our players, and they want to emulate them, and they're heroes to them. So it's kind of a big deal. But then we want to, those other programs that we don't get to see as much, like our Pop Warner, they come out and play on Sundays sometimes at our place. But other than that, they're not really around us. So it's going to be kind of cool to see them. And then our middle school program has been getting better. They played a really good game against against Tri-County on Monday. It was a really good game underneath the lights, and so they're getting better, and you can start seeing where those kids are starting to take some roles and really develop something. So it's just nice to see all those kids have some success and be around our program and around our kids. So
it's the Coach's Cage program here on 3kgthecage.com. Check us out on our website or on our Facebook page. Brad Beavis has joined us now from South Newton. Brad, we're asking all the coaches, we're at the halfway point of the season. Where do you think the South Newton Rebels are, and what are you looking forward, second part of the question, to the rest of the year?
Yeah, I think that we are where we wanted to be. We're 3-2. I think that we've still been competitive in all 5 of our games. So I think that's what we kind of wanted, was to get some wins, be competitive. I think we're there. We're putting points on the board. Our kids are having a blast. I mean, our kids came off the field Friday night at a couple of different plays when we scored. It was probably the most excited I've seen kids in our football program in 2 or 3 years. Even with the first win, they were still trying to figure that out. But, coming off the field after we scored a big touchdown, they were just excited and jumping at each other and just celebrating the fun. So that's where we want our program to be, and I think that's a good spot for us. And like I said, we got 4 straight home games. We got Covington this week, and then we got North White, Attica, and we end up with Frontier. So I think there's still a lot of great things we can do and some improvement that we can still have, and then we'll see what the draw brings. That's always kind of fun to see who you draw. We got a very competitive sectional. We got some teams that are good. We also got some teams that are going to be really competitive, so the draw could dictate a lot. If, a couple of those better teams draw each other on that side bracket, and a couple of us other ones can stay on the other side, it might be kind of fun, and we get to play a couple teams maybe twice, so that's always interesting whenever you play a team twice for the season. We got North White and Lake Station in there that we could pick up. So it's just, I don't know, I think for the rest of the season we just want to continue to grow, stay upbeat, and hopefully get a few more wins.
Brad, the life of a football coach, man, when you were just talking about some of these different levels of games that are. This is on Monday. This is on Wednesday. Wow, you're probably this whole fall. It's all football, isn't it?
So I was actually telling somebody the other day. It's like Mondays and Tuesdays are my days that me and my wife can do something, or we can at least see each other or whatever. Because Wednesday we come here, and I get home. I don't get home late, but I get home late enough. And then Thursdays we have our flag football. We have our team dinner. Friday nights are on the road sometimes, and we don't get back till late. Saturday morning we have another radio show that we go to, and then I stop and do laundry, and you start to prepare for the next team. And then Sunday is get everything done you didn't get done the rest of the week. So it's
good. You like football.
It's hectic. Yeah, you got to like football, and you got to have people around you that like football. So it's busy. I wouldn't trade it. I think we all start to we won't complain, but we all start going, man, we spend a lot of time away from home or whatever, and then we lose in sectionals or regionals, whenever it is, and then, what the first thing we do is, hey, what game are we going to this week? What's the schedule? Like you start looking at what games you want to go to, your coaching buddies you want to get there still playing. So we complain about it, but then the first thing we do is when we lose and when we're done for the season is we figure out where we're going to go watch the football game on Friday night. So it's a good group to be a part of. Since I've been a part of the head coaching group and even been as an assistant, it's one of the more fun groups you can be a part of. We really support each other, and we want to go to other people's games, and we want to be around each other throughout the whole year. We get excited to see each other in December and January when we go to meetings.
Sure.
Stuff like that. We get to see each other in March when we go to our state clinics. So, we want to be around each other. So it's kind of fun. But, yeah, it's during the season it can be 7-day-a-week job. And
does your family support you pretty good? Your wife and –
Yeah, she allows me to do what I need to do, and I think that's about the best support you could get from a wife, as far as this, because she knows that, I have times when I have to go on Sundays and go meet with my staff. Luckily, we live close together, so it's not that much of traveling, but we got to do that, and she knows that I got to come here on Wednesday nights, and Saturday mornings I'm up before she gets up to.
Does she like football?
She tolerates it, I think. I don't think she hates it. Her family isn't a big into that type of sports. They're more into some other things, which is different for me. Growing up, we were into football and basketball and stuff, so it's just a difference in interest. But, yeah, she doesn't. I mean, she totally supports what we do, and she comes out and helps when she can on certain things. But, yeah, and she's our food service director, so she has her own deal right now trying to figure out food. So I don't complain because I don't have to feed kids, and she's trying to figure out how to feed kids week to week because there's a big food shortage. I'm sure that most parents know that out there. So,
sure, absolutely.
So she's dealing with her own stuff. Like she drives to GFS and goes and gets food during the middle of the day to try to figure it out. So I think I have problems, and then she puts, like most wives, she tells you what real problems are, and we're like, okay, well, shut up.
Well, Brad, keep it going, and you guys are playing exciting football and scored a lot of points. Everybody likes to see that. And good luck, and we'll talk to you next week, all right?
Thank you.
We're going to have the North White game on 3KG coming up, too. So, all right. Thanks, Brad.
Thank you.
Brad Beavis from the South Newton Rebels, back with more The Coach's Cage right after this.
High-quality personalized dental service is what they do at Hillcrest Dental. For over 40 years, generations have relied on Hillcrest Dental for beautiful, healthy smiles. Dr. John Ayler and Dr. Jack Drone look forward to seeing you for your next dental visit. For information or to set your appointment, call 219-866-7117. That's 219-866-7117. Or visit hillcrestdental.net. Hillcrest Dental is a proud sponsor of all high school athletics.
Working with our customers has been Kentland Bank's trademark for 87 years. We're dedicated to making your visit a lasting one, and helping you achieve your goals is our #1 priority. With 5 locations, Kentland Bank offers all loans needed for today's businesses and families, including car loans, mortgages, agriculture, and commercial loans. We're here to make your busy life less hectic by offering online and mobile banking, bill pay, and P2P payments. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
Hi, this is Chuck Clark with the Underwood Insurance Agency, formerly Preferred Insurance Group. Are you tired of being sacked every month with your auto insurance bill? Do you feel you just pay your premium to your agent and never hear from them? We at the Underwood Insurance Agency work with over 10 insurance carriers to get you our best rate and coverage we can, and we pride ourselves on serving our customers like they are our family. We are conveniently located in Remington and Lafayette. We can be reached at underwoodagency.com. Reach out to us to score big savings.
Need meet you at Arnie's, Rensselaer's go-to pizza, and so much more. Pizza, sandwiches, burgers are here. Don't forget about dessert. Wings, cheese sticks, garlic bread too. Arnie's pizza menu has something for everyone. Dine in or carry out in the best pizza in town. Located across from St. Joseph's College in Rensselaer. Call 219-866-9999 and meet you at Arnie's.
For over 60 years, Hamster Group has helped build America. In 1958, a small Northwest Indiana builder began constructing homes. Through the years, by following the motto, quality and integrity you can depend on, Hamster Group has grown. Today, Hamster Group's associated around the country with homes, schools, shopping malls, churches, medical buildings, and more. So for your next project, large or small, and quality and integrity you can depend on, call 219-956-3111 and speak with the experts at Hamster Group.
You're listening to The Coach's Cage, presented by the Hamstra Group.
Welcome back to the Coach's Cage Show. This is Bill Kage, and we have a new feature we are instituting this week. Every week we're going to run it, and I think you're going to like it a lot. But it's going to be our Arnie's Pizza Trivia question. Every week we'll give away a $10 gift certificate from Arnie's. You want to listen to the question. We'll present a couple times during the show each week, and then you come in the following week and see Jeff of our 3KG team. Jeff Gastineau, you can't miss him. Everybody knows Jeff in
everybody knows Jeff.
Jasper, Newton County. But as you walk in here, we're right jammed up in the corner here on your left-hand side. You can't miss.
So
the
can I
big
win
bear,
this?
we call him.
Am I eligible?
No, you're not eligible.
Oh, darn it!
I'm sorry. Nope. Sorry. Get out of here.
I tried.
You'd be jumping on every one.
I made up the one. No, Jeff made up the questions.
But if you got the right answer, you'll get your free gift certificate right then and there from Jeff. So, again, this is I'm going to give you the questions tonight. You'll answer them next week.
Two questions.
Got to get them both.
Yeah, you can't get one.
If we don't have any winners, then we just roll it over. All right. Tonight's question, we'll start out with, how many teams are in our 3KG coverage area? How many teams won last week in our 3KG coverage area?
What schools are they, Bill?
All right, KV, Rensselaer, North Newton, South Newton, Tri-County, West Central, and North White. Easy to remember, Bob.
So it's what, 7 teams?
7 teams. Jasper,
how many
Newton
teams?
County.
How many teams won?
How many won last Friday?
That's question one.
That's question one. Question two, what was the score of the North Newton West Central game? And that's kind of a trick because you won't find it if you're looking for it in last Friday's scores. So I'm not going to tell you why. But what was the score of the West Central North Newton game last week?
Do we need? We've got one of the participants right here, or the coaches there. Do we say the score? We can say the score, can we? We got to. Mark Hall has joined us now from the West Central Trojans. Mark, give us the answer to the second question.
I'm gonna say your last two guests here were both in that game.
That's true. Yeah,
that's right.
Gonna be some pretty silent airwaves if we don't talk about the game. The final score was 8-0 North Newton with the win.
Wow,
yes.
Was it a defensive struggle?
Yeah, I would say so. Both defenses played really well. They forced 5 turnovers against us, and so we were able to move the ball fairly well until we got to about their 30, 25, and then we would turn it over. We fumbled the ball 3 times. We had 2 turnovers on downs. One of our possessions ended at half. We had 2 late interceptions in the game, and I told the kids we're not a throwing team. If we're in desperation time trying to throw the ball, that's not good for us. But
right.
I think both of them were in the last 4 minutes of the game. So to be able to get another possession there at the end was pretty big for us. After they got the first one, our defense stepped up and forced them to go 3 and out, and were able to get the ball back for us. So that was a great defensive stand there to be able to give us that other opportunity, but we just weren't able to do anything with it. Offensively, Bladen Huber, our quarterback, did a really good job for us again on last Thursday, and he ran for 130-something yards but unfortunately we didn't score any points. But he ran for 130 some. Gerardo Salazar, a fullback, had 40 some, and we did some nice things. It's just we weren't able to finish off our drives. Defensively, we did a lot of good things as well. We were able to tackle them a few times in the backfield, get a hold of them. Their quarterback on some like rollout things was able to escape us. We had a couple opportunities where we could have had some big plays if we would have held on to him, but he was able to evade those, and they did just enough offensively. They had their score was later part of the third quarter. They ended up it was like 48, 49, something like yards like that. And it was a jet play that we had done a decent job of containing throughout most of the night, but that one, the kid was able to get to the outside, and we didn't take very good angles, and he was down the sideline.
Is that frustrating when you can't score offensively like that?
When not scoring, yes. The kids, though, like after the game, I told them, like, that's the best we've played all year. It's
really,
the hardest
yeah.
we played.
Yeah.
And I said if we would have played like this every game, like who knows what some of these other games could have been.
Right.
But we played really well. It's just we can't turn over the ball.
Right. So that's well, tell us who played well then.
Yeah, Bladen Huber, as I said, offensively played really well for us. Defensively as well, he had 18 total tackles on the night. His last two games have been outstanding, both offensively and defensively. His last two games, he's combined for 260-something rushing yards, another 80-something passing yards, and then has had 37 total tackles.
Did you expect that from him, especially defensively like that?
Maybe not as high defensively. Offensively, we knew he was going to be one of our guys that was going to do a lot of stuff. We weren't expecting him to be at quarterback. We were expecting him to be at fullback, but he had to move up to quarterback when we lost our quarterback on the second play of week 1. And has done a really nice job filling in. He's finally starting to understand the reads that need to be made on option football that we do, and he's getting really better at it. Every week he's getting better at it. So it's one of those things that he's going to continue throughout the year to get better. Defensively, last year we started him out at safety, and then towards the end of the year we moved him up to one of our middle linebacker positions, and he really started to play a lot better, started getting a lot more involved in it. And I don't know exactly why, but like safety-wise he was sometimes unsure of what to do, but then we moved him up and he was all over the place. So I did expect him this year going into it, being a full, linebacker from the very beginning, that he was going to be in a lot of things, but I didn't expect 37 total tackles in 2 weeks. That's a lot. So he's been doing a great job for us. And then defensive line, we had a couple kids that made 3 and over tackles in the backfield on
for your
Thursday.
line.
Yeah,
wow, that's amazing.
Buzz Beiswinger and Blake Hughes were doing a great job as our defensive tackles, getting pressure, making some tackles for loss from running backs, and they were doing a nice job. Some of those were like half tackles in there, things like that. So they were just it was coming together in a lot of different aspects of what we were doing, but we just didn't make the plays when we needed to, and North Newton was able to.
Speaking of coming together, then, it seems like you guys have been, North Newton's a tough team.
Mm-hmm.
You guys played one of your maybe better games of the year against them. How about this Friday night? How big is this game? A big school coming in, not a
this
team?
Friday is going to be a little odd. It's homecoming week, so there's a lot of extra things going on right now. But yeah, we're going to play big 4A school. We don't know a whole lot about them. We have film on them from 2 games, but it's 2 games that one of the teams they played is struggling a lot this year, so it's kind of hard to tell in that game exactly how good they are and what they can do. And then the other game, they lost to a team that hadn't won all year. So it's one of those things that I really don't know how good any of the teams they play are.
Well, who are you talking about here?
Gary West.
Gary
West side. And
now, how'd you get them on the schedule?
Well, we were needing a Week 6 game, and last year we had Eastern Hancock that filled in for Week 6. But we were looking for Week 6 going forward, and really the only school that responded when we sent out a thing to the state was Gary Westside. And probably the reason is because we're a 1A school, they're a 4A school, and they were looking for a smaller school to play. Looking at them, again, there's not – film-wise, it's hard to kind of tell some of the, like, how good they are, and they're fast. They've got a couple fast kids. We can see that on film, but – other than that, there's not a whole lot that I can make comparisons on because we don't play any of those teams.
So you worry about what West Central does, right?
Yeah, so that's what we talked about this week is like we're going to do what we do. We're going to run option. We're going to get good at it. We're going to run our triple better this week than what we have been. So we worked harder on triple option this week. Our midline has been looking pretty good, but our triple has not. So we worked harder on triple this week to try to get that ironed out, and we're just going to run it the way we want to run it and
so
get after it.
Do the practices change from week to week depending on your opponent and what you think need work on?
Well, like the specifics that you do, yeah. There's some weeks that there's an emphasis on one thing or another. So this week we had a bigger emphasis on our triple option, and that's for whatever reason. Like last year and this year, we're struggling to get the ball out to our pitch guy, and I don't know what the reason is. So this week we made a bigger emphasis on it, and we had a 10-minute session that all we did was run triple option. So we're trying to get that ironed out so we can get that taken care of, because our midline has been working really well. Bladen's been doing a nice job there. We just need to get to where we can get that pitch out to our pitch guy on the triple and get him to the outside. And we just haven't done it.
Now, will you emphasize that a lot right out of the gates then? And
it depends on what the defense comes out in. Because we run no huddle, but we look at what the defense does, and then we send in a play. So we want to go fast, but at the same time we want to read what the defense is giving us. So if the defense is lining up in something that we don't really like what triple looks like to it, then we're not going to run triple. We're going to run something that looks a little better.
Does a game like this kind of maybe could be a little bit mirror, what sectional play could be like? Because you might run into a team you just haven't played. Does not.
Not in our sectional.
Right, okay,
but
okay.
Some sectionals, yes, I could see that. But our sectional is like half of it. It's teams either that we play or that we, in the last few years, have been playing. So there's not any just random teams out there that we don't see anything on. But, depending on what sectional you were in, it could be something like that. Or maybe if you get past sectional into like a regional you just don't see these people. So.
Sure.
A little bit of that, but it's just, I guess, it's hard to really just pinpoint what they do.
We're at the halfway point of the season right now. We're asking all the coaches to assess your first half.
Our first half been a little bit rocky. We had a couple of injuries there, early summer, and then into the beginning of camp, and then the first game having some injuries, and it's taken us a little while to find our footing again, but we're starting to find it, I think. We've been playing better since really the second half of the Culver game, and then going into this past week. And even the week before against Tri-County, we played well. It's that we had a really bad first half against Culver, and then we kind of, I think, found something again. And we've had good weeks of practice, and I think we're starting to come around and understand how we need to be playing football.
What do you hope for the second half of the season here?
The second half of the year, we've got some games here that I think we should be able to compete in and have good opportunities in. Starting this Friday, I think if we execute like we're capable of, I think we should give ourselves a really good opportunity to maybe come out with this one, and at least I think we should be competitive in it. The following week, we've got Winamac, which is a big game. It's a county rivalry, and then after that, we finish with two conference opponents. We have Frontier and North White. So there's some games in there that I think we can be very competitive in, and hopefully come out with them.
Is Winamac back to playing?
They're supposed to be playing this Friday.
Week?
Yeah, they're supposed to be playing Culver on Friday. So we will see. But last I heard,
they've lost.
You never know from week to week, right?
I think they've lost at least two so far this year.
We only have 9 games to begin with. That's tough.
Yes, it is.
Almost lose a third of your season. Younger Trojans, how are they doing?
Well, unfortunately, we don't have. We're missing like 2-3 guys. If we had another 2-3 guys, we could do a JV team, but we just don't have that right now. Middle school had. Last game they played has been almost a month ago.
Oh, wow.
And they won. They did really well. They beat South Newton, and then the following week they were supposed to play Tri-County. The game got canceled because of weather. The next week they were supposed to play Culver. Game got canceled because of weather.
They're probably chomping at the bit, aren't they?
Yeah,
this week they were supposed to play North Newton, and then North Newton had the e-learning things, and they kind of shut some things down. This next week, I'm not even sure if they even have a team on the schedule for this next week, since we picked up Gary Westside. So I'm not sure. I don't believe we'll
substitute one of those other two.
It's
hard.
It's hard to schedule. It is. So it's like almost a month maybe a month before their has
And that
passed
can't be
between
good
games.
either. That
No.
can't be good.
And they were really excited after getting that win. It was
Sure.
the first win the middle
Wanna
schools
keep 'em
had
coming.
in, I think, like 3 years. So they were really excited, and I thought that they were going to start building on some things, but it's just unfortunate that situations happened, and we won't be able to get those games in.
Mark, thanks for coming over. Appreciate it, and good luck, and we'll talk to you next Wednesday. Okay?
All right, thank you.
Mark Hall from the West Central Trojans. Back and wrap things up with Scott Rao from North Newton right after this.
Hi, this is Chuck Clark with the Underwood Insurance Agency, formerly Preferred Insurance Group. Are you tired of being sacked every month with your auto insurance bill? Do you feel you just pay your premium to your agent and never hear from them? We at the Underwood Insurance Agency work with over 10 insurance carriers to get you our best rate and coverage we can, and we pride ourselves on serving our customers like they are our family. We are conveniently located in Remington and Lafayette. We can be reached at underwoodagency.com. Reach out to us to score big savings.
For over 60 years, Hamster Group has helped build America. In 1958, a small Northwest Indiana builder began constructing homes. Through the years, by following the motto, quality and integrity you can depend on, Hamster Group has grown. Today, Hamster Group is associated around the country with homes, schools, shopping malls, churches, medical buildings, and more. So for your next project, large or small, and quality and integrity you can depend on, call 219-956-3111 and speak with the experts at Hamster Group.
Meet you at Arnie's, Rensselaer's go-to pizza, and so much more. Pizza, sandwiches, burgers are here. Don't forget about dessert. Wings, cheese sticks, garlic bread too. Arnie's pizza menu has something for everyone. Dine in or carry out in the best pizza in town. Located across from St. Joseph's College in Rensselaer. Call 219-866-9999 and meet you at Arnie's.
High-quality personalized dental service is what they do at Hillcrest Dental. For over 40 years, generations have relied on Hillcrest Dental for beautiful, healthy smiles. Dr. John Ayler and Dr. Jack Drone look forward to seeing you for your next dental visit. For information or to set your appointment, call 219-866-7117. That's 219-866-7117. Or visit hillcrestdental.net. Hillcrest Dental is a proud sponsor of all high school athletics.
Working with our customers has been Kentland Bank's trademark for 87 years. We're dedicated to making your visit a lasting one, and helping you achieve your goals is our #1 priority. With 5 locations, Kentland Bank offers all loans needed for today's businesses and families, including car loans, mortgages, agriculture, and commercial loans. We're here to make your busy life less hectic by offering online and mobile banking, bill pay, and P2P payments. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to The Coach's Cage, presented by the Hamstra Group.
And back on the Coach's Cage from Arnie's. Meet you at Arnie's here in Rensselaer, right across from the college. Coming out and enjoy some great food and beverages and camaraderie here with, especially Wednesday nights. You come here and get a chance to see the coaches. You maybe not get to see them up close and personal like you can here on Wednesday nights. So we appreciate that. Very, very appreciative of the coaches coming over and joining us. And Scott Rao is you're it. You're the last. You're the cleanup hitter here.
Yeah, bringing up the rear.
Yeah. So we heard Mark Hall's version of the West Central North Newton game, 8-0 Spartans. That has been quite a battle, huh?
Yeah, it was. Going in and both defenses played well. I think both offenses were able to move the ball a little bit, but both defenses got it figured out and got each other stopped, and we went kind of back and forth. And I think, they got a little bit the better of us in the first half. They were able to move the ball a little better than we were. But we were able to get them stopped each time. Turnovers definitely helped. We won. I told the kids afterwards, I said, when I looked at the film and when we went through it, I go, we won 2 things. I said, one, we won the turnover battle, which was really good, and we won the score, which was the most important thing.
When's the last time you played a 0-0 first half?
I don't know. I don't know if I can remember one, to tell you the truth.
You've been coaching a long time.
Yeah, and doesn't mean there wasn't one. I just don't remember. I'm also old, so I don't remember stuff as well as I once did. So, but yeah, we went through and we went into halftime, and we're going, we got to find some things that work. We got to be able to do a few things and get some people in the right places and do some stuff. And I said defensively, we just got to get a little tougher and tackle better. We didn't tackle very well in the first half. Second half, we did a little bit better, but they were still able to move the ball at times. We were able to finally get a jet sweep. We got Lane Zander, our speedster, finally got him on the edge once, and because they'd done a really good job of kind of shutting stuff down when we were trying to get to the perimeter. And so we struggled with that, and we got him out there the one time, and he scored on a 48-yard jet sweep and made it. He got it to the edge and made a guy miss, and then his speed took over, and he was gone. Thank goodness. And then we were able to punch in the 2-point conversion, go up 8-0 there in the third quarter, and then the rest of the game was just trying to hold them off. They had a couple decent drives that we were able to get stopped. They fumbled once. I think once we stopped them on downs one time too. So it went, kind of that way. And in the fourth quarter, we drove down there once, and we had it actually twice. We had a couple other opportunities to score that they ended up stopping us because we couldn't punch it in. And then same for them. And luckily, he had to start throwing because he was running out of time, and we ended up with 2 interceptions at the end. Both those drives ended in an interception, which, as we talked, it's probably common. If we were in that boat, we'd probably end up with the same thing. You don't throw very much. Fortunately for us, it turned out on the good end.
Who played well for you?
Well, we had, like I said, Lane Zander had a really nice run, played really well for us all the way around. I thought defensively we did some good things. I thought we got a young Caleb Johnson, sophomore, in the middle linebacker, and he made some nice plays and is getting things figured out. We're really young. Evan Gagnon had the 2 interceptions and played well at quarterback all night.
So he's back and healthy again, right?
Yeah, he's back and healthy, and so we got him back, and we got, the hardest part was, we went into the game, we prepared all week, and then Thursday morning, I go into school and we're going through it, and boom, I get the call, and 3 of our starters are quarantined.
Oh.
So and 2 of them were offensive linemen, 2 senior offensive linemen, and boom, they're out. And they'd gotten almost all the reps because they already had a bunch of other guys out, so we only had certain guys getting the reps. And so I scrambled, and part of the reason we struggled moving the ball was, we had guys in the positions that they really didn't get any reps that week, so they weren't quite sure what they were doing. They played hard, and they did a nice job filling in, as best we could. But that's just part of it. And then, of course, this week's been kind of the same thing. So, because school went to e-learning because we had so many kids, so many positive cases, and
wow,
kids are out or quarantined.
That turns like on a dime, too.
It did. It hit all of a sudden, and I just got the, report because we still go in, and I got to answer emails and stuff and set up assignments for the kids and all this stuff.
So when did you find that stuff out? When
we found out Friday at the end of school that we weren't coming. We were going to do e-learning this week. They were trying to hold off, but we had 11 positive cases in 2 days, and boom, which takes out anybody who's near them for contact tracing, and they started going through that, and it just kept going. Those guys went out on Thursday, and then they had the 4 more cases going into Friday, so they took out a whole bunch more, and then they just decided to. The elementaries are still going to school, just at the junior senior high school was the problem, and so we went to e-learning, tried to get it cleaned up in a week. We've had more get quarantined this week. I've lost 2 or 3 other guys this week. But
how long does quarantine last?
Well, the ones I lost last week, I'm supposed to get back tomorrow because the the way I understand it, they go to contact tracing. They go back to when they were in contact, and then it's 10 days from that time when you were around the person.
You got to have one person, probably more than one person, keep track of all that stuff.
I mean, it's a struggle.
I
I feel for the school nurse. I mean, she came in last year. I think was her first year, and I said we picked a bad time to start.
What did I get into here?
Yeah, because I mean it's been, and and she's on the phone and she's calling and she's doing this and then she's got to make reports to the state. But it's during the season we've had different times when I've lost kids that were playing. That I've had a situation where they came out and they took them off the practice field because they were quarantined. They came out and got them. And
what do they consider contract tracing now?
Well, if you're within if you're, I don't know.
Would we be?
We would have an issue. If one of you tested positive, this would be an issue. Somebody would get quarantined.
Wow.
And it's.
Well, how do you? I mean, a football team, if one guy gets it, they must run through the team. Really.
Well, that's why I said. I think you have some. That's why you have some of these schools that have to cancel games. I mean, if they get 2 or 3 kids on the team that got it, it wipes out pretty much the team. Like. Our volleyball team got wiped out because they had 2 positive cases on there, and it took out the whole team and the coach. The coach is quarantined. Jeez. So, I mean, it took out all that, so they weren't playing any games in the last week or so. And then this week when they went to this e-learning, they canceled all the junior high stuff, got canceled. So the junior high didn't play at all this week.
So do you have to, when you quarantine – and when you get back off quarantine, is it just saying you don't have to make up practices or you have to have so many practices in when
Well, it depends on how long you are.
Really?
How many days you're out. If you're out like more than 4 days or 4, it's right 5, I think, then you have to have a couple practices before you get back in. It's the number of days you have. So like ours, these guys are not going to be affected because they've only missed 3 days. So they're right back and they can practice tomorrow. They're going to practice tomorrow before we play on Friday.
So Coach, you probably never thought this kind of thing would happen, would you?
I tell you what, today I had the list, and it's 3 pages long, and there's almost 200 kids quarantined in the school. So I'm going through, and we went. I'm not complaining because we went out to practice. I had 16 guys practicing. So I'm trying to figure out how we're going to do this. I got 2 running backs that are playing guard and tackle now. So
wow.
5'7", 145-pound offensive tackle.
There you go.
So,
Quickness.
But they're good kids and they work hard. And I said you just got to need to know because these other guys are coming back. So I don't think you're going to have to do it. And you'll have your regular numbers, and you'll be because they rotate in at the halfback or the fullback or whatever. And I said, but we're going to take lineman numbers on the sideline. I got to have jerseys there. Because I think for tomorrow or for Friday night, I'll have 5 linemen, so I can fill out 5.
A certain number too, right?
Yeah, and they got to be between 50 and 79. So I got 5 linemen. So some of you skill guys are backup linemen. So if somebody goes down, you're in. So I got to take other jerseys with us, to make sure we get it figured out. But it's what you do. We're going to play, so. I know if we got to hit any more, though, I said if I get any more, we're not going to be able to play Friday.
Just not enough players.
No, and we were supposed to play a JV game on Saturday, and he asked me today, "Is he still going to play?" I said, "My JV's already playing Friday."
So you may not.
Most of those guys are playing on Friday.
So you may not know until Friday, right?
It's still a possibility. I think we'll be okay. I think we're past most of it because. Most of the positive cases were a week ago, so even if they go back and contact trace that to when you were, because even if one of those gets sick, they haven't been around anybody, so it doesn't affect anybody else. Most of them are coming back on. So that's what I said. I heard some people say we're still going to be learning next week, and others say we're not because most of those kids will be coming back on Monday. Mm-hmm. So hopefully, cross our fingers and hope to go. Plus, you had that with a couple of injuries that I got 2 or 3 guys that are injured and dinged up, and it just adds up. We
haven't talked about who you play yet Friday.
Yeah, we got to go. We're going to go over to Frontier and play them, which they're going to be physical. They're big and they're physical up front, and it's going to be a challenge for us because we're not big. So we're going to have to do some things well. I can see it being similar to last week's game with West Central. We're going to have to make plays, and we're going to have to get some stops on them, and we have to take care of the ball, because I think the biggest reason we won last week is we didn't turn the ball over, and they did. So we had one more opportunity to score than maybe they did, and that may be the way it goes this week. I don't know. I know they haven't won a game yet this year, but I watched them on film, and they're going to try to run over us, and that's probably not good for us. But, we're going to have to figure it out. So we got some freshmen playing and sophomores playing, and they're going to have to step up and do what we can.
Scott, I asked one of the other coaches. This year, you're about halfway point here, or just over it. Who's been a good, example of a surprise for you, on a team so far?
Well, I think, one, I've mentioned him already before. Lane Zander's been kind of a surprise. I mean, I knew he was fast. I didn't know he was that fast. He came in and he did really good things, in the opening game, and then week 2 against Rensselaer, ran a kickoff back, and that's when he ran by me when he was running that kickoff back, and I go, man, I knew he was fast, but I didn't know he was that fast. And they go, well, he got like second in the regional as a freshman, running in the 100. So I said, well, he's fast. Yeah. And, and that's what helped us against West Central. That's what, Mark was talking about. They did pretty good, but he got out on one, and that's all it takes when a guy's got that kind of speed.
Nice to have that element, isn't it? Boy.
Oh, it is nice, And I didn't expect, I knew he was fast, but I thought he was just like most of the kids he's very athletic and he's fast. And he's played really well, on both sides of the ball. He's one of those sophomores that plays both ways. And Evan Gagnon's the other one who stepped in to play quarterback as a sophomore, never played it before, didn't even play junior high football. Came in as a freshman, started for us last year, is a really good athlete, really good talent. And he's doing everything that we need done. Braden Schoon, as a senior, has really stepped up not only to do the things that he does, running the football some, and playing defense, and he'll play he played cornerback last year, and I got him at defensive end now, so he moves all the way up to the defensive line. He didn't miss a beat. He loves it because he just gets to go crazy down there. He's got good speed, good strength, worked hard, and he's become a really good leader for us as a senior. He's really stepped up and taken on that role that trying to get guys on board. He's played really well. Gavin Johnson's the other senior who stepped up, and he plays all kinds of positions. Last year as a junior, he started as a split end, then he ended up playing tight end some when we had injuries, and then he played fullback one game we had injuries. Then he played offensive tackle for 2 games because of injuries, and he's one of the guys he's great to have because he's like the one of them that I was talking about today that he's been playing halfback, and I said, can you play some guard today? And he stepped right in and did it. Those guys, they don't bat an eye. They're going to play wherever we need to play. They just love playing. They don't. It doesn't bother them where they're playing as long as they play. I think another sophomore has stepped up big for us, Caden Rowland, running the football. He runs with some power and some aggression, and he's really set us in because we changed kind of our offense and went away from the shotgun spread kind of look and went back to the old wing T under center because we have a fullback like him that's going to run the power stuff inside and do the things that we need to do, and we got speed, to run the jets and to do the things that we need to do. So, things have worked out, and we'll see how we progress as we go through, the rest of the season. It's hard. I heard you ask other questions, the halfway point, how you think things are going and all that stuff, and I'm going, it's really hard because there hasn't been a game yet where I had the same 11 guys playing yet this year because we've had so much of it in and out, and I've had guys out of every week. Somebody's going to be gone. I go through the school day every day. I don't want my phone to ring in my room because usually they call me and say, "Hey, Coach," and I'm sorry. And they start with, "I'm sorry." I know it's going to be not good news, usually.
That's just what you want to hear.
Yeah,
Boy.
especially on a game day. I said, at least let me know on Monday so we got time to plan. But it's actually, I got work to do. I mean, it's not easy this year. And again, I'm not complaining. I'm not making excuses. I mean, that's the way it is sometimes, whether you have injuries or whatever you have happen. It's that old saying, next guy up. Somebody else is going to have to play the position. And we're fortunate. I think our freshman and sophomore class are good classes for this. It was a good year for us because we had talent down there that's able to step in and play at the varsity level. So, keep our fingers crossed and we keep plugging away. We'll see what happens.
Scott, I appreciate you coming over very much, and wish you nothing but the best of luck Friday night. We'll talk to you next Wednesday, okay?
All right. Thank you very much.
Scott Rowell from the North Newton Spartans. Back to wrap things up on the Coach's Cage on 3kgthecage.com right after this.
Meet you at Arnie's, Rensselaer's go-to pizza and so much more. Pizza, sandwiches, burgers are here. Don't forget about dessert. Wings, cheese sticks, garlic bread too. Arnie's pizza menu has something for everyone. Dine in or carry out in the best pizza in town. Located across from St. Joseph's College in Rensselaer. Call 219-866-9999 and meet you at Arnie's.
Hi, this is Chuck Clark with the Underwood Insurance Agency, formerly Preferred Insurance Group. Are you tired of being sacked every month with your auto insurance bill? Do you feel you just pay your premium to your agent and never hear from them? We at the Underwood Insurance Agency work with over 10 insurance carriers to get you our best rate and coverage we can, and we pride ourselves on serving our customers like they are our family. We are conveniently located in Remington and Lafayette. We can be reached at underwoodagency.com. Reach out to us to score big savings.
For over 60 years, Hamster Group has helped build America. In 1958, a small Northwest Indiana builder began constructing homes. Through the years, by following the motto, quality and integrity you can depend on, Hamster Group has grown. Today, Hamster Group's associated around the country with homes, schools, shopping malls, churches, medical buildings, and more. So for your next project, large or small, and quality and integrity you can depend on, call 219-956-3111 and speak with the experts at Hamster Group. Working with our customers has been Kentland Bank's trademark for 87 years. We're dedicated to making your visit a lasting one, and helping you achieve your goals is our #1 priority. With 5 locations, Kentland Bank offers all loans needed for today's businesses and families, including car loans, mortgages, agriculture, and commercial loans. We're here to make your busy life less hectic by offering online and mobile banking, bill pay, and P2P payments. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
High-quality personalized dental service is what they do at Hillcrest Dental. For over 40 years, generations have relied on Hillcrest Dental for beautiful, healthy smiles. Dr. John Ayler and Dr. Jack Drone look forward to seeing you for your next dental visit. For information or to set your appointment, call 219-866-7117. That's 219-866-7117, or visit hillcrestdental.net. Hillcrest Dental is a proud sponsor of all high school athletics.
You're listening to The Coach's Cage, presented by the Hamstra Group.
All right, ready to wrap things up here on the Coach's Cage. Bob Kurtz, Bill Kay behind the microphones here. Jeff Gastineau running the camera. Scotty Miller running the board over there. Appreciate that very much. Appreciate all the coaches coming in. Appreciate Arnie's. Just appreciate everybody, right, Bill?
Yeah, another interesting week, Bob. More so with more players getting involved. That's great. That just it adds so much here to our aspect. I just hope we can find time for them. Crazy schedules these days, but hey, you get through, and it is what it is. And can't believe it's already going on week 6 here, Bobby.
We should say Friday night. It'll be audio only this time because we're at Rensselaer. So it'll be Rensselaer taking on Central Catholic, 6:45 pregame, 7 o'clock kickoff. And do we want to read our trivia question one more time or not?
Sure. If I can grab it.
You can grab it.
All right. And again, this is
something new.
Something brand new. We're just starting it this week. When you hear the trivia question of the week, you come in, you've got a full week to work on your answers.
Yeah.
It's 2 parts, so you got to get them both correct. But bring in the answer.
And we said the first person to come in to talk to Jeff
next Wednesday will win a $10 gift certificate to Arnie's.
And they can use it that night, right? Use it whenever, yeah.
All right. So every week we're going to give this away, and starting now and again next week, bring in your answer. Listen to the question. Here is our 2-part question for tonight. How many teams in our CKG coverage area won last week? And that's, of course, KV, Rensselaer, North and South Newton, Tri-County, West Central, and North White. How many of those teams were victorious last week?
Yeah, what was the date from last Friday? Is the 17th? September 17th game.
Yeah. Well,
or the 16th.
The weekend, yeah.
Or the 16th.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
And part B, or the second part of the question, what was the score of the North Newton West Central game?
Score only. Doesn't matter who wins. Just the score.
What was the score?
Just go. Well, okay. So come in next Wednesday with both answers.
Both answers.
6 o'clock or later. Talk to Jeff. And
if you're the first,
correct.
Yeah. We have to take the first.
No cheating. No cheating.
Nope.
All right, guys.
All right.
That'll do it.
Another good week, Bobby.
All right.
Thank you very much.
All right. For my partners, Scotty Miller, Jeff Gastineau, Bill Kay, this is Bob Kurtz from Arnie's. Thanks for listening to the Coach's Cage. So long, everybody.
The proceeding was a presentation of 3KG Community Broadcasting.